we are starting Geography lesson number 1, India size and location, which is the revision for your unit test. So, as we have learned already, India is one of the most ancient civilizations in the world, and it has achieved multifaceted socio-economic progress in the last 5 decades, and it has moved forward displaying remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. And India also has contributed significantly to the making of the world history. So now, India is an ancient civilization like the Indus Valley civilization, which we know as Mohenjo-daro and Harappan civilization, which is compatible to the Nile Valley or the Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization. All these are compatible to each other. But in the last 50 years, we have made remarkable progress. We have developed a lot in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. And India also has contributed significantly in the making of the world history. Since the starting of Ashoka, Akbar, isn't it? All this. So now, we are coming to India, the size and location. So in this, India is a vast country lying entirely in the northern hemisphere. So if you look at this thing, suppose this is the earth, equator, 0 degree, northern hemisphere, I am writing NH, and this is the southern hemisphere. This is north and south, which divide, this is the west, and this is the east. Same thing here, west and the eastern side. So now, once we know this, we can continue. So in that way, the mainland extends between latitude 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north. That means this 8.4 degree latitude is here, and they are all in the northern side. These are all, whole of India lies in the northern hemisphere. I am just drawing it here. Whole of India lies in the northern hemisphere like this. That is what it means. And after that, longitudes again 68 degree and 7 minute east. 68 degree 7 minute east longitude and 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. So now, in that way, when we say the longitude, these are the lines of longitude, so the whole of India is lying in the northern hemisphere, and that also in the northern hemisphere, in the eastern part of the northern hemisphere. So that is what it means. When we talk about this, you must be thinking why it is northern hemisphere in latitudes and in longitude it is the whole of the eastern side. That means India is lying in the northern hemisphere, and then also in the eastern side of the northern hemisphere. So now, in that way, we have the Tropic of Cancer, 23 degree and 30 minutes north. Again, we have the Tropic of Cancer out here, 23 degree and 30 minutes north. So this Tropic of Cancer, so this Tropic of Cancer divides India in almost 2 equal parts. That is 23 degree and 30 minutes north. Then, to the southeast and southwest of the mainland, to the east and southwest of the mainland, the Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep Island lies. That is, if you look at the map of India, we have out here the Lakshadweep Island, out here we have the Lakshadweep Island, and out here we have the Andaman and Nicobar Island, that is in the Bay of Bengal, and Lakshadweep Island is in the Arabian Sea. So these two island groups we can see on the map. And then the southernmost point of the Indian Union is the Indira Point, which got submerged in 2004 during the tsunami. So now, I hope you can see this. This is India, right? This is Lakshadweep Island near the Malabar coast. Lakshadweep and Nightingale, Andaman and Nicobar Island out here. This is Andaman and Nicobar. Then out here will be the Indira Point. So this Indira Point was submerged in the this Indira Point was submerged in the 2004 tsunami. I hope it is clear. So now, the southernmost point. In this again, we need to know one thing. When we talk about the mainland, this whole lot is known as the mainland India. When we say about the Indian Union, that means including the island groups. This whole lot will be the Indian Union, and only this much will be the mainland India. This will be the mainland. Mainland. And when it comes to the whole lot of this whole lot will be the Indian Union. This also you need to know, you need to remember, you need to keep in your mind. So now the landmass of India is of 3.28 million square kilometer. You need to remember all this. The latitudinal extent, longitudinal extent, Tropic of Cancer, southernmost point of the mainland India, southernmost point of the Indian Union, and you need to know about the landmass of India. The size or the area of the landmass of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. So India occupies about 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. When it comes to the world, India occupies 2.4% of the world's area. So now, if you look at figure 1.2 in your textbook, then it is clear that India is the 7th largest country of the world. That is Russia first, second is Canada, United States of America, third, China is fourth, Brazil fifth, Australia sixth, and India seventh. So now, India has a land boundary of 15,200 kilometers. The land boundary of India. This whole lot, starting from here, we have Rajasthan and all this, Jammu, Kashmir, isn't it? Uttarakhand, then here, UP, Bihar, all this will come up, isn't it? This whole lot of this land boundary, that is 15,200 kilometers. And the total length of the Indian coastline, total length of the coastline of the mainland, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Island, is 7,516.6 kilometers. So now, out here, this is the land, and this is the coastal areas. This coastal areas up to Bengal. So this will be the coastal area, coastal boundary, all this. So now, including the island groups, Lakshadweep Island and Andaman and Nicobar Island. So in this what happened, the total length of this coastal area is 7,516.6 kilometers, which is very, very long. And now, above that, India is bounded by the Yangfall Mountains in the northwest, north, and the northeast. So we have learned before that India, out here, this is the Himalayan mountains, isn't it? We have the Himalayan mountains and it tapers towards the south in the eastern side. Those are the Purvachal mountains. Though, as I said already, Himalaya is the youngest fall mountains. Alright, it is a very young topography and therefore it has rugged peaks, isn't it? Rugged terrain. Alright, so they are very, very young fall mountains. That is the Himalayas, which is found in the northwest, north, and the northeast. In the northeast, this is known as the Purvachal mountain, south of about 22-degree north latitude. It begins to taper and extends towards the Indian Ocean, dividing it into two seas, the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. So it begins to taper out here. This becomes smaller here. This will be the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean. So this part it divides into two parts. That is the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. I am writing BOB. So when this tapering part, the peninsular part, so this divides the ocean into two parts, that is the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. Arabian Sea in the west and the Bay of Bengal in the eastern side. Now, the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent of India is about 30 degrees. But despite this fact, the east-west extent appears to be smaller than the north-south extent. That means what? If you look out here, this from here to there, isn't it? All this will be about 30 degrees only. But if you look at the map, this looks west and east or west. This extent, it looks smaller than this. That means the north-south extent looks larger, appears larger than the west to east extent or east to west extent. Isn't it? That is what it means. Although there is no difference, or even if it is there, it is very slight difference. So that is what it means. This means despite the fact the east-west extent appear to be smaller than the north and the south extent. Anyone getting me? Can you hear me? Boys, it's also quiet. Now, another one that comes up. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time lag of 2 hours. Hence, time along the standard meridian of India, 82 degree and 30 minutes east, passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh, has been taken as the standard time of the whole country. So now, 82 degree and 82 degree and 30 minutes north. For example, Uttarakhand, UP out here. So one line is taken out here. This will be the Indian Standard Time. That is 82.5 minutes. Alright, so this has been taken as the standard time because what happened is that in India, the extent is so vast that from, suppose this is west and this is east, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, there is a time difference of 2 hours. Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh in the northeast, the time difference is of 2 hours. That means the sun rises 2 hours early in the northeastern region, isn't it? That is the time difference. So in order to avoid these confusions of time difference between whole part of India, the western side and the eastern side, we have a standard meridian of India. This standard meridian of India is taken at 82 degree and 30 minutes north. That is the line passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Are you getting me? Yes, anyone? So now, the latitudinal extent influences the duration of day and night as one moves from the south to the north. So if the latitudinal extent, what happened? What the influences the duration of the day and night as one moves from here to here. If you start moving, differences will be there in the duration of day and night. Are you getting me? No response? So now, these questions you need to answer. Why 82.5 degree east has been selected as the standard meridian of India? So why 82.5 degree east or 82 degree and 30 minutes east has been selected as the standard meridian of India? The reason is given out here. Since there is a time difference of 2 hours between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, we have taken the standard meridian of India at 82 degree and 30 minutes east, the line passing through Mirzapur in UP, isn't it? So that the whole country will follow the same time. Our watches will show the same time. That means whether you are in Gujarat or in Arunachal Pradesh, the time will be the same in our watch. Although the difference of sunrise and sunset will be there, but the time in our watch will be shown as the same for the whole of our country. Isn't it? So now, why is the difference between the duration of day and night hardly felt at Kanyakumari but not in Kashmir? So this question again. So this part will be near to the equator. They are near to the equator, isn't it? So if they are near to the equator out here, near to the equator, there will be not much difference of day and night. But Jammu and Kashmir is far away towards the north, and therefore we can feel the duration of days and nights are different, isn't it? We do not feel the difference between the duration of day and night at Kanyakumari because it is near the equator, whereas Kashmir has moved towards the north. It lies further towards the north, and therefore out there we felt the difference of day and night. Can you get me? Are you getting me? Anyone who can answer me? Anyway, now we are coming to the Indian landmass. The Indian landmass has a central location between the East and the West Asia. So now this Indian landmass, it lies in the central location between the East Asia and West side, isn't it? In the western side, between this, it lies in the central location. For example, if you look up at the map out here, this yellow color out here is India. It lies in a very central location, isn't it? It lies here. So now, what happened? The benefit of having a central location is that India is a southward extension of the Asian continent. As you have seen in the map, India is an extension of the Asian continent towards the south. The Trans-Indian Ocean route, which connects the countries of Europe in the west and the countries of East Asia, provide strategic central location. So now, from Europe, western part, if this is the world map, from the western part and the eastern part. So if these people from the western part, if they come by ship, isn't it? They will need a place to take rest. isn't it? They need to take rest, they need to buy commodities, all this they will stock in India and they will purchase. And then again they can proceed again towards the other side, eastern part of Asia. And the same way, if these people comes in here, it will be the same thing. So that is a very strategic and central location which help the people from traveling from the western side of India to the eastern side of India. That means India helps to connect the European countries as well as the East Asian countries. The Deccan Plateau produced into the Indian Ocean, thus helping India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa and Europe. So since this is the southward extension of the whole of Asia, if we say Asia out here, southward extension is India. So this helps us to have a close contact with the countries of Europe, Africa and West Asia. So due to this, India is having a close contact with the countries of Europe, Africa, West Asia, and from the western coast and with the Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. So now, from the western side, this western coast, so all this ship can come to this place, harbor. And from this side, all this ship can come to this place. It can be here, it can be anywhere, because India is having a huge coastline. So this helps in both the sides in keeping a close contact with the country of the West and the countries of the East. No other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has, and indeed it is India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean which justify the naming of the Indian Ocean. So India, the Indian Ocean, this Indian Ocean is named after India. There are no ocean that is named after a country except for India, that is the Indian Ocean. Therefore, what happened? Due to this strategic location, due to this having close contact with the western part of the world and the eastern part of the world, and what happened out there? All of this met together in India. So India lies in a very eminent position in the Indian Ocean. Therefore, due to this importance, Indian Ocean has been given the name as the Indian Ocean. India is the only country that has been named in an ocean. Right. Now, another one that you need to know is, since the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, the opening of the Suez Canal in 1869, India's distance from Europe has been reduced by 7,000 kilometers. So, after the construction of the Suez Canal, 7,000 kilometers has been reduced. That is the distance between India and Europe. So now, you need to go through the map. You need to go through the map on page number 3. And out there, you need to draw the latitudinal and the longitudinal extent of India. Suppose out here, you need to come to the map, you need to draw this. And you have to write all this thing up. 8 degree, 4 minutes. All this here, 37 degree, 6 minutes. All this you need to write and fill up in the map. I hope you are having the map book. I hope you are having the map book. Anyone? Some of you just answer. Answer me.